Hello, here's how to create industry area in your city in Cities Skylines 2. There are a few things to consider and let me explain them all to you. So first and foremost, your industrial area has to be quite a bit away from your residential zones in order to make sure that the pollution doesn't come to your city where your citizens live. In reality, in the game, the industry area doesn't really have to be that far from the residential zone. For instance, over here I have this small row of industrial buildings which provide some services, and over here I have just residential area. And this is completely fine. If I go to info views over here and then I check, for instance, the air pollution, while they generate some pollution, it's not that noticeable, so it's completely fine. And if I go to the ground pollution, while there is quite a bit of the ground pollution over here, it still doesn't reach this area over here. Over here I have commercial zone, which isn't that much bothered, at least it seems so. So keep that in mind. However, there is other thing to consider regarding the place where you should put your industrial zone. And while it doesn't need to be that far away from each other, they still can generate some traffic because they will pretty much force some trucks to drive around your city and go through these roads over here, which might result in a traffic jam. Therefore, it is reasonable to separate your industrial area. For instance, over here I have my main city, but my industrial area, I have it over here, this small little road with bunch of different industrial buildings. So make sure that at least they don't use the same road that is used for entrance to the city, to the residential zone, simply because this will generate some traffic. If I had to put the industrial area, let's say over here in this section, then I would generate a traffic over here in this section especially. It will be highly participated by citizens, and it would cause some trouble, and it will be difficult for citizens to drive around this section and this bridge and enter the city. Now going back to the pollution, keep in mind that the industrial area, as well as some industrial buildings, for instance the landfill and the recycling center and so on and so forth, they all generate pollution. So if I go, let's start with the air pollution. As you can see, they generate some pollution. However, if we are talking about the air pollution, there are some arrows, as you can see, which indicate the wind. This is the direction the wind is going. So for instance, this is a pretty good place where I can leave the landfill here, simply because the wind still moves the air pollution outside the city, and the citizens over here are not that much affected, if at all. However, if it was the other way around and the wind would go this way over here, then of course that would cause some big trouble. So keep in mind that information. As you can see over here, I have huge coal power plant which generates lots of air pollution, and as you can see, the pollution is massive and it goes for far long way. The second pollution is the ground pollution, and of course if we pollute the ground, then the land value goes down and people will not live in this area. So you have to keep that in mind as well. Even if you have something small, it could cause some trouble for your value of the land. Then there is noise pollution, which can also be problematic, and your citizens might complain that it is too loud in the city. And last but not least, the water pollution. While most of your industrial buildings are not situated next to the water, there is also something as the groundwater. And if you put something that can pollute water in an area where you have groundwater, then the groundwater will be polluted as well. Which concludes to the last thing that should be considered, and it is natural resources. So let's open the natural resources over here, and then we can see all available natural resources on our map. Over here I have this huge fertile land, which would be a shame if I use it for industrial area. Instead of this, I can use this land over here for farms, for different farms that require that type of land. So try to build industry in area where there is no forest, there is no oil, or ore or anything like that. You can simply build it anywhere that there is no natural resource, just for the sake of, you know, perhaps wanting to create something that could use the natural resource in the future. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, leave a like and subscribe to my channel, and see you in my next videos. Bye.